Sup shitters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews. For today, I'm going to be checking out a track from an artist and act named Solo Island. This is called Hell in ATL. Don't know if that's short for Atlanta or something, but I'm going to go with Hell in ATL off of the album Crows of Solace. Without further ado, we'll switch over to here. We do have some crows in this artwork over here. We're going to listen to this track from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Alright, we got some kind of nice sort of bassy plucks. We got some vocals. It's very atmospheric, and I'm liking the layering, the different volume levels of things.
Myself up to fail. If I could go back like a letter in the mail, it wasn't that bad back then.
Alright, that was interesting. It was nice to have the drums not come in straight away. I'm liking how pristine and clear the vocals are. I'm liking how we're doing a bit of a call and response with the line and then a like that, kind of filling in those little gaps. And yeah, the drums also sound pretty tight.
But nowadays it feels like I woke up in hell. Oh well, that's what the devil wants for you. Get me out of ATL. Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL.
Well done as well, keeping their bass nice and tight, not letting it resonate too much in the low end. These headphones are going to pick it up, if anything, and yeah, it's sounding pretty clean as well. I'm liking how you went a bit lower for this kind of hook section.
Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL.
And just repeating that line over and over again really gets that name of the track stuck in your head.
Hell in ATL. 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 Hell in ATL.
Really sticking to it. Cool, man. That was quite thick hook, but I dig it. I dig it. There was a lot going on there, but then there was not much at all because you had like the drums, the bass, and obviously the vocal takes and such like that. And maybe you had that boom, 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 very kind of subtle in the background, but because of how it's been mixed and mastered, it's sounding nice and loud and wide in the mix. So it's a really good first impression. And this guy's been doing his thing for a few years now. You can see here the Underworld. I think that was his previous release, perhaps 2018, and he's got a few other singles here. So yeah, he's been doing it for a while, and it shows. He's got polish.
Said my shit was trash, man. People so cruel. Then I seen the rest all in Drake video. I know that bitch laughing at me. It's fucked up. I really fucked up. I got a kid now. That's my only good luck. I know I got a blessing, but my life is a curse. All these guns that I got telling me to take a shot down.
All these guns that I've got telling me to take a shot now. So he's talking about the fact that his kid is the only thing keeping him alive. And he's looking back on high school and how that woman back at high school was laughing at him and is presumably more successful now, I suppose. Is that the interpretation?
Think I need a major deal. Not no fucking Happy Meal.
Major deal, not doing Happy Meal.
They gon' give me 20 mil. Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL. Hell in ATL.
I mean, I think that if that's your position in life, that you do need some help. Like, for real. This is not a very... It's obviously not your typical upbeat kind of single. I know even for sort of just kind of hip hop and rap and all that kind of stuff and general pop music in general nowadays, this is quite dark. This is quite dark sort of material. It's literally just him saying, yeah, I'm struggling and I really need someone to help me fix this. It's hard-hitting material. The vocal modulation on his voice is really slick. Adds a little bit of color in there that kind of juxtaposes, you know, the very simple sort of 808 kind of sub basses and And that boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's cool. We changed key signatures here, is that right? Oh no, we're kind of going down like the record slowing or something like that. I'm just gonna have a quick listen to that first verse and then we'll get into the conclusion for this review. Right, so like from what I can tell about that first verse, it's him sort of understanding that he couldn't really run away from where he was to find happiness because he was the one with the problems, right? And then he finds in his own sort of personal hell, and then it continues, hell in ATL, because he wants people to get him out of there and out of his own personal hell. And then in the second verse, he kind of elaborates on a situation and kind of speaks more about what he's thankful for, but that it still isn't quite enough to sort of get him away from the guns that are in his house, because they're speaking to him. That this is, it's some incredibly sort of disturbing stuff. It's a really raw take on the human condition. A lot of people are struggling. They're burnt out. A lot of people do not get second chances in this life. You either get it right or you sort of fuck it up, right? And it sounds like to me Solo Island is describing that pathway where things did not necessarily go the way they needed to. I really hope things improve for Solo Island. If this is like real life personal experience, I really hope things improve, because you'll never know how you'll never know someone's truth like they know it, right? But I can empathize with feeling like everything's just gone to shit, you know? I'm glad that your child is giving you a reason to keep going. Sounds like you're a fantastic father, you know? The mixing and mastering on this track is just wonderful. It's so solid. There's no pumping or anything like that. Whoever was responsible for this is an exceptional engineer and should be applauded for their work. The songwriting here, the lyrics were very sort of straightforward and clear and easy to understand, and which was helped by the way the vocals were recorded, which are very easy to understand and follow. This was a very effective single. At 2.5 minutes, you got the full context of what it was all about. There was no confusion, no sort of uncertainty. It was meant to sort of be, it was told in a way that was meant for the listeners to need to hear it. The drums, whilst they were punchy, they did take a backseat. They kind of kept the groove going. Otherwise, it would have been a very melancholic, perhaps even sort of like a very somber affair without those drums. They needed to balance that out because they needed to have something to egg in to keep things going. And yeah, the bass and the little arpeggio, and there were some piano lines in some bits, just little extra bits of color. And sometimes I see music in colors, and I kind of did see reds. There's like a sadness, but there's also a passion for life, and there's a frustration and some anger in there. And those other supporting instruments in the harmonic section really supported that and worked well with the vocals to communicate that. So that is effectively my review of Hell in ATL by Solo Island off of the album Crows of Solace. Hopefully you enjoyed the review, and hopefully you might not necessarily enjoyed hearing about how much Solo Island is struggling if this is about him, but hopefully you can appreciate the talent involved with creating something like this, because it's a really well-made song. And I guess to comment as well on the way that Solo Island was performing, the vocal performance was pretty spot on. Yep, he kept in the same groove as the percussion, and he harmonized well with the rest of the instruments. And there was the kind of intensity and honesty and authenticity that you'd expect from someone speaking their truth like this. But yeah, please do check out Solo Island's various social medias and Spotify. Stay cool, stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.